Hey everyone. It's been a little while since I've done a video, but I figured I would go ahead and make one for this special occasion because yesterday a friend of mine managed to get a Frenzy Totem from Philosopher Books, and so she sold it to me because I've been looking for one for a few days now, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a video sort of going over like a Q&A on how Frenzy Totems work, because I know it's you know, a lot of people are still sort of in the dark on the differences between this and Kishin, and whether or not, you know, you can glitch maps with this like you used to with Kishin. So I'm just going to go over all of that stuff because I've been doing a bunch of tests with it. So, go ahead and get started. As for glitching maps, you actually can't glitch maps permanently. You can do it for like 10 minutes, which is the duration of the skill. So, let's actually show the skill here. Yeah, it doesn't really give you any information, but it lasts 10 minutes long, so I'll just throw it down. You can see the spawn increased. Everything respawns in 1 second like it did with old Kishin. Then I'm going to go ahead and leave the map so that you can see that the effect still stays. Go back in. So as you can see, they're still spawning at a 1 second delay. I think the mob increase is no longer in effect with the glitched version, but the spawn delay is still really good. But this glitched state only lasts as long as the summon normally would have. So in about 10 minutes, it'll just be a normal map again. If the video lasts long enough, I can show you that that actually is the case. But for now, I'm just going to go over here and sort of cover everything else. So the totem is basically identical to how Kishin used to work. It's a 70% mob capacity increase and a 1 second spawn delay, as opposed to the base 5 seconds. So when you use it, it just sits there, it lasts 10 minutes, and then the map is effectively, you know, spawn increased for that duration. That's basically like the gist of it. There's not really anything special about it. You cannot stack it with Kishin. Right now, if you use this as well as active Kishin, it will overwrite Kishin. So you only get this effect and not Kishin's effect. If you have a map glitched, like the one over on the right side here, and then you use active Kishin during that glitch, you will get the 1 second spawn delay of the totem with the 50% mob increase of Kishin. So it's slightly better than glitched if you have active Kishin, but it's not quite as good as just having the totem itself. So that's I think that's pretty much everything that everyone was a little confused on. I think they are still considering Kishin to be a known issue. I don't know for certain because I haven't really been following it that well. But I do believe they're still looking into it. Whether or not it actually gets reverted back to the way it used to be, I don't know. But due to the fact that Totem no longer really glitches maps, and it's basically the same thing that old Kishin was, I have a feeling that glitching maps might be like a thing of the past, even if they do change Kishin back to how it used to be. That's just my guess. I don't know for sure, obviously, but it makes sense given that, you know, this is basically old Kishin and it's not glitching maps, which leads me to believe that even if we had old Kishin, it wouldn't be glitching maps. I could be wrong about that, and hopefully I am, because honestly, you know, glitching maps is really nice for training mules and just in general, because a lot of people don't really have the ability to have a Kana in their map, you know, actively Kishining. Especially in these new maps, because there's not really a safe spot anywhere. So it's a little unfortunate. Means that if you want this spawn rate, you basically need to have one of these totems, and since they're pretty rare, it's going to cost you quite a bit, most likely. I know a lot of people who have opened like 100+ Philosopher books and still haven't gotten one. So, you know, it's a little bit of a pain. They'll probably release the totem in Marvel, I would guess. It just seems like something they would do. and hopefully that means that there will be more available to people, or hopefully they just make it so that, you know, glitching maps is a reality again. But who knows? Either way, even if they do change Kishin back, I'm still kind of happy that I have the totem, because you know, like I said, in maps like this, there's not really a safe place for a Kana, so I would rather have the totem anyways. Plus, I can't really, you know, I don't really have the ability to have multiple characters here, you know, helping me out. So like if I have my bishop here giving me holy symbol, I can't really have my Kana here as well, also using Kishin. So it's really convenient for me to have the totem, and also for stuff like Tower of Oz. If glitching maps is no longer a thing, then having the totem actually means that I'll still be able to have increased spawn in tower, as opposed to having to, you know, like have my Kana come in with every stage and help me out. So overall, I'm definitely happy I got it. Just wish it was a little more common so that it wasn't quite as expensive, but you know, kind of just living with it. It's whatever at this point. How long has this been going on? I'm wondering if we're getting close to the 10-minute mark for the other map. I can go back and check just to see if the glitch is still active. It looks like it is. Yeah, it is. I don't remember when I started the 10 minutes there, so just keep the video going, I guess. Yeah, I think, you know, on a different note, as far as you know, training goes, I think these new maps are actually really nice if you can get the increased spawn rate. They're still pretty good even if you don't, but obviously, you know, with the increased spawn rate, it's pretty insane, especially on a class like Evan, where mobbing basically covers the entire map, as you can see. Like I'm casting Wind Flash slightly under the platform here, so that it's actually hitting these mobs as well as the ones up here. If you cast it like up here, like I'll stand here, it doesn't really hit the bottom mobs as well. If you stand like at the very peak, it doesn't hit them at all. Oh, actually it did. What do you know? But I think casting it like slightly below by standing on the edge here and having it there is ideal. So that's what I've been working with. And then you just summon Onyx Dragon over here and use Return Fire up there. That's how I've been training at these new maps. I haven't really trained, I guess, but it's how I plan to train at these new maps. So this basically works. Wind Flash basically covers the map at every single one of the top 3 here. So it's really convenient. I can just go to any of these 3. I prefer left, just because it seems like it's more spawn. I don't know if that's actually the case or if I'm just imagining things, but you know, it's basically the first map I went to and I was like, yeah, I like this map, so that's how I've been rolling. But yeah, the other maps are probably just as good, I'd imagine. Obviously they have the same mobs, but whether or not, you know, the spawn rate or the platforms are as good, couldn't really say. Haven't really trained here much, but hopefully this 2x I'll be able to get a lot of training done, because I haven't really trained in a while since Kishin has been not as good. Totem basically mitigates that problem. I also got pretty lucky that it was +1 magic attack. It's really nice for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Q&A. I can't really think of anything else that people were wondering. As you can see, it's not like dealing damage to mobs, so you can't have it like kill things for you. There's no cooldown. You can just spam it. So you can see here, spamming it over and over. Oh, I forgot to spam it in the other map, but spamming it does not glitch the map like Kishin used to. That's another thing I should have mentioned. I forgot to spam it because I know that it doesn't matter. But yeah, actually doing that does not change anything about the glitching. The glitching still does not work. So I think that's it. Yeah, I can't think of any other questions that people had that I saw, or questions that I had before I got the totem. So if you have anything else, I guess just leave a comment. I'll try to answer it. to the best of my ability. Sort of just stalling here to see if we can reach 10 minutes. I don't even know how long we've been recording. Oh wait, recording? No, okay, not yet. Still a little bit to go, then we'll go back to the map. I just want to show that so that people aren't like, you know, oh, but you didn't actually show the map glitched. So we'll actually showcase that, I guess, to be thorough. Don't want to half-ass it. Are we done yet? Done yet? Maybe? No, it's still glitched. I think it's wearing down though. We'll give it like another minute and then we'll show the final result. Trying to think of something else to talk about. Actually, you know what? I don't know if Rune of Hordes stacks with this. Live science right here. My guess would be no, because it didn't really do anything with old Kishin. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's really changed much. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. There's so many mobs that you can't really distinguish if the rune actually did anything. It might have, for all I know. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some more testing later to see if this map is actually, you know, better than Hill 5, which is where I used to train, which I made the whole training video on. My assumption is that it will be, just because I'm still able to cover the map pretty well, and these mobs obviously give way more experience. So I haven't actually done any like real testing to that effect, but the assumption is that it will be better. And also it's kind of less work because you don't really have to teleport back and forth. You can sort of just stand here and wind flash, and it kills pretty much everything. And also there's a safe spot on this rope over here, so nothing can hit your bishop here if you have one. It's pretty convenient. Just go over here, summon dragon. Yeah, I really do like these new maps. They're a lot better than the size of like Deck 1 or Maze 5 in my opinion, and particularly with Maze 5, the mobs there had like a really weird spawn animation that caused them to take like 2 seconds to actually load on the map, whereas these guys are just instant. So I think that's definitely a lot better as far as, you know, mobs go. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Are we done yet? Is the glitching over? Please be over. It looks like it's over. Yeah. So as you can see, it only lasts the duration of the totem. I heard that currently Kishin actually does the same thing. Like if you Kishin a map like you would usually glitch the map, the glitch with Kishin will actually last like the duration of Kishin, which is like 2.5 minutes or something, which isn't very useful, but I guess it's a thing. I guess whenever you use the summon, it just automatically tells the map to have that increased spawn for the duration, even if you leave, and that's how that works. But yeah, no more glitching maps, at least for now. Maybe they'll change it back, but I don't know. Since it's called glitching maps, my assumption is that it was never intended, and therefore they probably wouldn't add it back, but, you know, it makes training on mules not really that fun, basically, so kind of hoping they do revert it back. But we'll see, I guess. See how that works out. It's been a while since they actually did something to Kishin. I guess that's not true. They just changed it to Wednesday, but it's still not as good as it used to be, so guess time will tell. But that's basically it for the Q&A. Hopefully that helped you guys out. If you have any other questions, like I said, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and answer it to the best of my ability. But that's pretty much everything that I could think of regarding the totem and its differences between this and Kishin. So definitely a very, very nice thing to have if you can afford it. or if you get really lucky from books. I actually opened a lot of books myself, but I was not lucky enough to get it, so I had to buy it from my friend. Luckily, she actually decided to sell it to me. So, good stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.